Hi everyone, good morning. Thank you for joining. This is Daudali from Shiv Jyoti, and we are going to study together our poetry. Does this look familiar to you? Yes, you're right. Today I want to talk to you about the poem Unfolding Bird. We talked about it before also. Today we are going to revise it. So are you all ready? Set? Let's revise. Poem number 2, Unfolding Bird, written by Noshe Koreyama. So, has it ever happened with you that you were trying to understand a poem, but you were failing again and again? Today, that problem will be solved. Let's have a look. One is amazed by a water lily unfolding, with each passing day taking on a richer color and new dimension. So, we are amazed by a water lily unfolding. With every passing day of every passing week, it keeps changing color, it keeps getting richer in color, and it keeps showing new colors and new dimensions. And when we see this process, we are amazed and we are surprised. But one is not amazed at a first glance by a poem, which is as tight-closed as a tiny bird. But when at a first glance of a poem, you are not amazed. When you first have a look of a poem, you are not amazed. You do not find it very amazing. Just like a tight-closed tiny bird, just like this, you do not find it interesting when you just have a glance of it. Similarly, when you have a look of the poem, at first, you don't find it amazing, you don't find it interesting. But later what happens? We will get to know. Yet one is surprised to see the poem gradually unfolding, revealing its rich inner self as one reads it again and over again. But when we keep on reading a poem, then we start getting surprised. Then we start getting amazed, because then poem gradually shows its true color, true meaning. Alright, the poem is first like this to us. We do not find it very amazing. We do not find it very interesting. Similarly, when we are having a look of the poem, at first we don't find it interesting. We are unable to understand it. But as we read it again and over again, we find it beautiful and we find the true meaning of it, and we are really amazed by it. So, with patience and time, this bird becomes like this flower, It was first like this, and then it became like this. Same is the case with poems. When you first read them, you don't find them interesting. But when you will read them again and again, you'll be able to understand them, and you will never fail to understand them if you will make this a habit of reading them again and again and again until and unless you understand the true meaning of it. And in the end, when you will be through with the poem, you will find the poem like this, as beautiful as this flower. Alright? We will now talk about the question and answers. Read the following extract and answer the following questions. One is not amazed at a first glance by a poem, which is as tight-closed as a tiny bird. What is our first reading of a poem compared to? The first reading of a poem is compared to a closed bird like this. Alright? To a closed bird. And the poem, our first reading of a poem is compared to a closed bird. Do we find that surprising? Have you found that surprising? Let's see. This is not surprising, as most poems do not reveal their full meaning and message until they have been read over and over again. So this is not surprising, because this is the case with most of the poems. You are unable to understand them until you read them over and over again. So we must read the poems again and again until we understand the true meaning of them. Name the poetic device used in the above lines. There are certain poetic device, and in the above line, the poetic device is used here is simile. Alright? Answer the following questions. Question number 1. Does the poem just unfold as time passes, or does it happen when we do something a few times? Answer: no, the poem does not unfold itself as time passes. The poem may not impress us at first glance, but on reading it over and over again, we are able to enjoy the deeper meanings when it unfolds. Actually, a poem is very deep. It has deep meanings. But if you won't read it again and again, you won't receive the deep message from the poem. So if you want to understand it, you must read it again and again. And this is the answer of the question. The poem does not unfold itself as time passes. No, no, no. It won't happen as the time passes. You will have to read it again and again. At first glance, you might not be impressed with it. But it is 100% certain that if you will read it again and again, you will find it interesting. Question number 2. The water lily grows larger in size and gets a deeper color as it unfolds. What does the poem do? A water lily, it keeps, as the questions say, it grows larger in size, like this. It grows larger in size and it gets a deeper color. What does the poem do? Let's see. When we read a poem, we interact with the stylistic devices the poet has used to provide for the understanding of the deeper meaning. A poem lends itself to a deeper appreciation every time we read it. Alright, so what does the poem do? It gives us deeper appreciation every time we read it. Alright? And we have question number 3. Does the water lily open up quickly over a night or day, or gradually over a few days? What supports your answer? Does this become a flower just in a night, or it happens gradually with the passage of time? Let's see. It opens up gradually, the lines gradually unfolding, revealing its rich inner self supports this. This is the line found in the poem which supports this. Then we have question number 4, which is the last question. What is amazing about the process of opening up? What 2 things change each day? I hope you remember. We discussed about it in the poem and in the previous class and in the life doubt classes also. The amazing thing is unfolding of the water lily. The 2 things that change each day are richer color and new dimensions. So this is it for today. Thank you for joining me. I'll see you very soon again. God bless you.